This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
11:05. Hey, congratulations to former University of Miami linebacker Anthony Chickillo. And Anthony's one of those guys that I think a lot of us we grew to like him, obviously, because he was a legacy kid. And then we also built up a lot of sympathy for him because Al Golden mishandled him, played him completely out of position, which didn't help him to set up his skills and showcase his talent to the NFL. And so when he got drafted, which obviously I think it was either late in the draft or undrafted, what was Chickillo? I forgot now. 6th-round pick. So back in the day, he dropped in the draft a lot because obviously he played out of position and a position that he wasn't going to play at the next level. Figures he went from defensive tackle for the Canes to linebacker in the NFL. Okay, that's quite a challenge. That's quite a change there for a guy like that. And Chickillo obviously developed in Pittsburgh, had a nice little career, just signed with the Saints and signed a 1-year contract. And I just want to say that because this is a guy that's kind of forgotten, but personally for me, I've been always rooting for the guy and following his career in Pittsburgh and always rooting for the best, not only because he's a Cane, because I felt terrible for him on how his career was so mishandled here in Coral Gables that you want to see when Sam Shields, who wasn't a major factor here, then became a really nice NFL player. You know what I mean? And when we had the returner that played for you guys for the Bears, what's his name now? I'm forgetting him.
Devin Hester.
Devin Hester was underused here. They didn't even know how to use him here. And then he became the greatest returner in NFL history. You know what I'm saying? And those kind of moments for me personally, Greg Olsen wasn't really, he never really came close to reaching his peak here. You know, there was a time for a while here with the Canes that so many guys underachieved, and it wasn't their fault. And they proved it because then they go to the harder league, and they go and Greg Olsen goes and has a Hall of Fame-like career almost. You know what I'm saying?
Sam Shields, Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, Sam Shields, awesome. But so many of them. I mean, Frank Gore underachieved here. Frank Gore was overweight and had the knee injury and all that stuff, and he went on to have a Hall of Fame career in the NFL, still playing. You know what I mean?
He number 4 all-time rusher.
Yeah, and so for me, I personally take a little pleasure in watching Chickillo fight back his way into this league, kind of have to prove himself at a completely different position because the NFL people knew what he was. Al Golden and that moron defensive coordinator of his, I even forgot the loser's name on defense. I'm sure one of you will bring it up for me and remind me.
Yeah, that was that don't attack, hold your spot. Like, you what do you mean you're not going to send the defensive ends and linebackers after the quarterback?
Yeah,
Seriously? Come on.
When you're on the 1.5-yard line, our linebackers are standing in the back of the end zone. So anyway, they didn't know what to do with the kid. And I felt his frustrations at the East-West Shrine game. I remember talking to him there. And not that he publicly said anything or even slammed anybody, but you can sense it, that he knew he was up against it, you know, because of what happened at the U. And it was a tough time for it. And we're all hoping that Manny Diaz can kind of change the ways, because you still have players that are leaving earlier than they should. They're not getting drafted. They're not producing a lot of high picks anymore. All of that needs to change, man. And mistakes like Anthony Chickillo, that can't happen anymore. You can't do that. When you do those kind of things like you do to Anthony Chickillo, it sets your entire program back, because other parents and other players are going to see that you mishandled the guys that are previous, And they're going to say, well, I can't send my son there. You don't even know how to play them right. You won't use them right. You won't showcase him right. You won't teach him. You won't make him the better player that he can be. And that's not what this place used to be. This place was the place where you came to find yourself. This was a place that at the U, you ended up developing into something you didn't know you could be, Warren Sapp or Ed Reed or Santana Moss running track in Carroll City. And hey, yeah, let's just give him a scholarship, and the rest is history. This place has got to get back to that. And Anthony Chickillo is one of those guys, not to the extreme of Devin Hester, not to the extreme of Frank Gore, but a guy that this university did not do him justice. And I root for the guy, man. That's all. I just want to say that because when I see him continuing his career, I'm really, really happy for him.
Just to pile on the bad coaching, I remember Sam Shields and the coaches up in Green Bay talking about the fact that this guy didn't know how to read film. He didn't know how to cover, but he was the fastest guy at UM, and they didn't know how to use him. I can remember it was a Sunday night game. We were up against Oklahoma, and on one possession, they go 80 yards. It's 2 bombs against Sam Shields, and sitting there like, how is it that the fastest guy on the field is getting burned? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just, and that's what's got to change. And it's got Manny's got a lot of work ahead of him, man. So we'll see if they can get it done.